Hi guys, welcome to this Watch Me Edit video. First of all, I'm sorry if my sound quality is bad because I'm just using that recorder in Kinemaster. And also, I pitched my voice so I don't really sound like this, just so you know. Anyways, in this video, I'll take you with me through the whole process of making your bias sketches you naked part 2 for the people who want to know how I edit. And I already made one before on my first channel, but that channel got deleted, so I don't have that video anymore. Why is he so cute? So I used Kinemaster Diamond to edit and make my fanfictions. Right now I'm almost done with making the intro because I started screen recording later. For the intro I used many overlays, which you can find here. I first download them from the Kinemaster store, which you can see here. There are like a lot of different kinds of overlays and I always go through them and take my time to find something nice. I spend like hours when I'm like searching through the store because I love to look for new things and try them out. So I wanted to add something cool when part 2 comes on screen, so that's what I was trying here. I finally chose what I wanted and now I'm just checking how it looks. And now it's time for making the first scene and I'm looking for a room. I'm really picky when it comes to using pictures and backgrounds, and I normally in my first channel used moving backgrounds and I wasn't planning to use them on my second channel because I was like, maybe somehow I will get copyright issues, but so yeah, at first I didn't use any moving backgrounds. I eventually found this background and I liked it and I saved it. When you put the picture in Kinemaster Diamond, it always moves at first. To make it still, you have to go to this cropping thing and click on this thing, and then you can move around the picture like you want it to be. When that's done, I'm always doing some color adjustment and I look at how I want the transition. I mostly use the fade transition and the black fade transition. Sometimes I use others, but most of the time I stick to the basic ones. I also use a lot of effects and mostly I get them from Kinemaster store. Most of the time I change the capacity because it's always too intense. So the intro is finally done and now we move on. So I made this background moving by using overlays, but I really do not recommend that because it would just create a lot of layers and it's so much work, and I have a way easier method for this, and that's to use a background from YouTube, but I will show you that later on when I will do that in the video. So you see, with this method I'm just looking through the overlays and looking for the fires to put on every candle, on every fire thing in the picture, and that will create so many layers and it's just not a good way. So I found these fire overlays in the store and I downloaded them so I can put them on the picture. This was so annoying to get it exactly on the candle, the fire thing, and I had to do that with like, how many candles are in the picture? Like, I don't know, 8 candles. And it was the most annoying thing ever, like don't do it this way. So just like that, I put the fire on each candle, and it took me so long. It's so hard to get the fire right on top of the candle because it's so small and you cannot zoom in. This took me forever. Shout out to BTS Army. I also wanted to use an overlay for the lamp lighting. I was looking for steam for the coffee cup, but this one looked very fake, so then I tried something else, but this also didn't work out. Just look at me trying so hard. So that one was also not a good one, and again I tried another one. Nothing worked out, so here I am in the store again looking for something else. I gave up on the steam, and now I'm fading in all the overlays in the right time. So that's done now, and now I'm just checking how it looks. But then I didn't want to give up on the steam, so I thought maybe if I put the fire and make the capacity very low that it might look like steam. I mean, if you look very closely,
you can see it.
Now I'm dragging out all these millions of layers. So right now I'm looking for some music, and I don't want to use copyrighted music because I'm still trying to get monetized. That's why I'm now in YouTube Studio, because they offer a lot of free music to use. So I added the music to this part, and right now I don't know what I'm trying, but it did not look good. Now I'll start writing, and for the background, for the text, I'll go to media and choose a black background. I'll place it on the right spot and lower the capacity to make it transparent. Now it's time to write. I go to layers, text, and start to write down some words. To choose a font, you have to click on here and you will have a lot of options. You can also get some fonts from the store. I was like, let me try a new font because I always use the same one, but I couldn't find one that I liked, so I ended up using the same one, which is this one. It's really the best. I always fade in my text like this. Thanks for the suggestion. I get stuck every time. This is how I fade out my text, by the way. So for the messages on the phone, I wasn't sure yet how to do it, so I just tried out some things. First of all, I needed a phone screen, so I looked up one. This one didn't work out, so I didn't use this one. I always go to this website to remove the background. I start to draw with a white color to remove the messages and some text on the screen. I write Jimin's name to use it for the message screen. It's much better to do these editings in 𝒕𝒐𝒊𝒂𝒍 because now I will just create more and more layers and it's just harder to work with. So right now I'm just looking for the right font for his name. Oh my god, look at all these layers. It was such a hell. Now I'm trying to fade in the 3 layers that I used for the phone. Jimin's name, the white drawing, and the phone picture. So I wanted to fade in at the same time, but you can still see that white thing, which is really annoying to make it like seem smooth. So I gave up on that because it was just annoying, and I decided to go to 𝒕𝒐𝒊𝒂𝒍 and do all the drawings in 𝒕𝒐𝒊𝒂𝒍 so I won't have all these layers in Kinemaster. Now it's done and I'm saving it. Now I want to make the text messages inside the phone, so I'm looking for message icons in the store. I couldn't find any good ones in Kinemaster that looked like iMessage, so I'm looking into Google now. this will be the one that I'm gonna use. I'm removing the background again. If you want to restore something, you can click on here and then you can restore the part that they removed. So now I'm gonna insert the picture that I just downloaded. I'm gonna crop out one part of it. Now I'm just writing the parts that come before the text message. So this is the text she's gonna send as a message, and I'm gonna fade it in letter by letter. But she didn't send it yet, so that's why I didn't put it in the text message yet. And the moment she's gonna push the send button, I'm gonna use the message picture icon and not fade it in, just let it appear on the screen. Now I'm copying the message she's gonna send and paste it on the message icon. Now I'm dragging that text and put it on top of the message icon and try to fit it inside of it. So I made the text sentences short enough to fit it inside the message icon. But it was too small, you could barely read it, so that's why I zoomed in the phone so I could make the messages bigger. When you have a lot of layers, it can move around and go to the back, so you have to check it again and place it on the right spot again. Now I'm searching for a sound effect when she sends the message. So when I made the text messages from Jimin, I did it on the exact same way. I cropped out a message icon from the picture, put it on top of the phone, wrote down his message, copy pasted it on top of the message icon, and yes, so I'm gonna skip through it because I've already shown everything. Let's move on to the phone call. So I used the random Jimin clip as a test, and I tried everything out to get it inside of the phone screen and like get it behind the text, and eventually it worked, and now I'm gonna show you how. First of all, I needed the base of the phone screen to be right, so I removed the whole message layout to make it white. So like this, I wanted the background to be clear. Then I search for those FaceTime buttons and remove the background to put it on top of the screen. And then I open it in Kinemaster and I'm trying the same thing I did with the test video. I'm moving the video on the other phone screen that I'm gonna use to see if it works. You have to move it to the front to see the screen. As you see, those FaceTime buttons also emerge with the video, so I have to separately put them as a layer in Kinemaster. Now I'll explain how I gonna do it with the real video that I'm gonna use. First of all, I'm gonna download the video that I wanna use, and I use this app for it. You can choose if you wanna download it as MP3 or MP4. We want MP4 because we wanna include the video, not just the sound. So I'm gonna put the video I'm gonna use on top of the phone screen that we already have created. I'm gonna crop the video to kind of fit it inside the phone. And now the most important part, we're gonna go to the option blending and we're gonna choose multiply. And just like that, the clip just perfectly blends into the phone, and I was so excited when I found out about this. And now we have to crop the video exactly inside the phone so it fits. Once I figured out how to do it, I was so happy because it's not hard. Like, especially when you know which option to use, it's really not hard. It just takes time. Jimin, just
stop.
So I had trouble with these corners sticking out. But later when I made part 3, I found a way to solve that. So I'll just show you quickly. So as you can see, the corners look like this at first. To solve it, we're gonna click on the video, go to cropping, put on mask option, and then click on shape and use the middle one. So now you can see we don't have those corners sticking out anymore. But when I was making part 2, I didn't figure out something this simple yet, so I was struggling. Lastly, I'm putting that FaceTime buttons as a layer in Kinemaster. I already edited that whole thing before the phone call even happens, just to have it ready, and now I'm making the part before the phone call. I'm gonna skip through this part because I already showed you how to do this, and now I'm gonna show you how I created that incoming FaceTime call. So I used this random picture that I found on a video, screenshotted it, and I'm gonna edit this one. Again, I'm gonna remove the text and things on the picture that I don't want by coloring it in with the same color. Now that it's gone, I'm gonna add Jimin's name. Okay, so that's done, and now I'm searching for a FaceTime call sound. I'm gonna download it on that app again and add it in Kinemaster. So for the incoming call, I'm gonna use a clear based phone screen. Now I'll add the picture that we made in 𝒕𝒖𝒕𝒐𝒓𝒊𝒂𝒍 on top of the phone screen and blend it in the same way I blend in the video. Now I'm trying to fade in the picture and the phone screen at the same time. Now I'm cropping the picture inside of the phone. No, I'm not okay with all these damn layers, but thanks for asking.
I just had to reply, you know.
For me, it takes a lot of time to do the whole fading in and cropping, editing to make it all look perfect. To create that click effect, I put the same picture on top of it and lower the capacity to make it darker. So just before it picks up, I created this black background. And now I'm starting to make the whole imagine phone call, and this part really takes a long time. It's so hard and it's one of the most annoying things to do. I always try so hard to match the sentences with his facial expressions, and some Korean words are like everybody know what they mean, so I'm trying to kind of connect it with what he says, and it just takes so much time to make this. Because I'm using so many layers, every time I cut the video, those texts always go to the back of the phone, so I keep having to move those texts back to the front. Also, I forgot to screen record the whole part where I made the whole video call, so right now it's actually done. I'm just moving those texts. But basically, I just put these texts, make them. For Jimin, I use a different color. For YN, I use white. I put a background color to it. And sometimes I cut the video of Jimin in half like this. So I'm gonna like trim it and cut it. And that's basically how I make this. And now this part is coming to an end, so I'm putting a black picture and fading out the part into the black picture. And of course, I have to fade out all these layers at the right time. So moving on to the next part, I got this clip from YouTube. I made a screen recorder of like 20 seconds and I put it in Kinemaster. So if you wanna like fade in the song, you have to click on the song and then click on here. And then you can add like the volume envelopes with these and control like the fading in and fading out. So here you can see that I added one here and here, and I volumed down the first one so it fades in.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
So eventually for this part I found this Jimin picture after looking for a long time. I always take a lot of time for finding a good picture and backgrounds, and I already have edited in PicsArt. I changed his hair color and I did some other things, but I forgot to screen record that. But I'm going fast through this part so we can like move on. Oh my god, 𝒕𝒐𝒄. So I'm skipping fast through these parts, and in the next part I'll show you how and where I get those moving backgrounds in the easier way, so not by making all those overlays. So I get them from YouTube and I always type in ambience. In this case I wanted a restaurant, so I typed in restaurant ambience. So when you type in ambience, you will get a lot of backgrounds that are moving on YouTube, and you will have so many options, and you can add something else like a room ambience or whatever. And then I'll just take a screen recording of 20 seconds or 1 minute, and I will save that. And then I go to Kinemaster. I will open that screen recording that I took in Kinemaster, and I will adjust the screen and zoom in. I will choose a transition between the two parts. Because the screen recording isn't long enough, we have to duplicate it until we have the right amount. When you keep checking for the subs. So this is just me writing and writing and writing and writing and writing.
And once again, writing.
So for the next part I needed a new background, and I wanted it to be outside in the rain, so I was looking for that. And then I found it and I saved it in a playlist, and later on I took a screen recorder and put it in Kinemaster. Now I'm just doing the same things again that I showed before. I'm just like trying some Jimin pictures to see which one looks good. When the color and stuff doesn't add with the background, I always go and edit it in PicsArt to kind of match up with the background. So like this picture, I changed the filter, the color, and his hair color, but I still wasn't really satisfied, so I went back to PicsArt and changed his hair a little bit again. But like, what was I even
Thinking.
The second picture really looked horrible, but I was like trying to make something out of it. I am back in PicsArt and I'm gonna remove the things that I don't want. I ended up not even using this picture here. So like I was editing this so much and I didn't even use it. And here I go again. I'm just like never satisfied. I always keep on editing and using another picture and then edit again until I feel like it looks a little bit good. Right now I'm removing that microphone thing. I hate it when you can see a microphone or anything that's like stage related, because it seems like less realistic. I'm gonna use a blur effect because she was crying and then she sees Jimin through her tears. I'm now fixing the music and doing the fading in and out and the transitions. As you can see, I eventually changed the picture and now I'm using this one. Like, this one just looks much better. I wanted to use some lyrics from Blue and Gray, so I looked up the lyrics and I was searching if I could use anything. I wanted to use the Life Goes On piano version, and I went through like literally every piano version that exists on YouTube to find the perfect one. I was like, let me just use this picture here because I spent so much time on editing it, so I ended up using it in the other part. Of course, I wanted to use lyrics from Life Goes On, and so I looked it up and I searched for quotes that I could use again. I actually do this a lot. I always search up lyrics from BTS to use in my stories, especially also on my Wattpad story. I based it on like the whole Love Yourself album and message and everything, so that's why I love their songs. You can just, their quotes, their messages are so deep and meaningful, and I really always use it. Going back to the quote that I wanted to use, and I found this fitting well to the story, so I used it and kind of changed it up. Now it's time to make the last part. Oh my god, it's almost finished.
Let's all cry together.
So it's coming to an end, and after I did the last part, I checked everything and I adjusted some things, but this is it. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys have learned something from it, and I hope that it was somehow useful to any of you. But thank you all for watching my fanfictions, for subscribing. I really appreciate every one of you, and just thank you so much, and I will see you in my next fanfiction.